All right, everybody, welcome tonight. It is going to be a fantastic night. Friday night, and we are ready to roll. Oh my. I've got so much stuff going on around here. It is absolutely crazy. I do see that the Queen of Greensburg has found her way back in. Julia Augustine, she's done caught up and she's ready to roll. Welcome to you. Got all kind of stuff going. People will be joining. Bethel Life just finished up a women's ministry Christmas gala. Something. I try to stay far away from that as possible. Sean Tarr, I see you there, my friend. Barbara Roth, Yuletide greetings from Northeast Florida. Mark Reimbold giving us the big hello all. Lynn Fireball, good evening to you from Chester, Virginia. We've got a Russian writer in the chat. Of course, all the Facebook. We're working on getting it fixed, but Ted Morris, I do see you there. He's writing in Russian. Isus Istalet means Jesus is the healer. Julia Augustine, you are welcome. I've got stuff going everywhere. This is totally awesome. Rick Powers, welcome to you, sir. Roe Gammon checking in from Midlothian, Virginia in the house. Seth Porter, welcome to you, sir. Oh, folks, I want you to look at the lineup we've got tonight. It is going to be really, really good. So welcome to everybody on Facebook, welcome to YouTube, and welcome to Integrity Television. I was meeting this afternoon with the vice president of Integrity Television and Pastor Kathy C. I see you there. Welcome to the program. And it looks like, folks, we're getting ready to go to the next level. Rick Berry, if Facebook shuts down when you comment, go over to YouTube. It'll make life so much easier on you. So I'm to give a big shout out tonight. Do you guys see how I write my notes for meetings? Look at there. Sister Lakes Cable in Sister Lakes, Michigan. So Integrity Television affiliate, Sister Lakes Cable in Sister Lakes, Michigan. Welcome to you, and you get a cheer. Bill and Rita Terry are in the house, and they are literally in the house. They are literally downstairs because I got myself in trouble tonight. You'll learn more about that in just a moment. Sandy Winneberger needs prayer tonight for little brother. He's having heart failure. His name is Randy. Please pray. There is a whole party alert watching from Hermitage, Pennsylvania. I figured that would happen because we've got the legend coming on here in just a moment. We're getting ready to have a disaster. VMix call. Let's see. All right, we could do something like that. We're going to have a little bit of fun here. Let me see what I can do. We can do it this way, maybe. Would have been prepped. We could have been ready. So advanced.vmixcall.com. Advanced.vmixcall.com. Password 878-384-7551. Password 878-384-7551. If you need it again, let me know. Ray Suhuliga, welcome to the program. Shirley Leventree checking in from the great state of Mississippi. Folks, I kind of got myself in trouble, but not really. It's awesome. You saw the advertisement tonight. We've got a legend in the house, literally. And I've got a special guest tonight. It's going to help me work through all the stuff we're going to be dealing with. His name is Brady Sheridan. And we're going to get some commentary from Brady and some of his thoughts. He's 1 year old. And I'm sure he has some great insight into Haiti, Fredonia, TikTok, Turkey, China, Russia, The Chosen, Kentucky Tornado. You know, he's brilliant kid there. So I'm sure that we're going to get some good reference from him. All right, so let's see here. Let's do this right quick. How about y'all ready for this? How about live television on the fly? Do I got audio from you?
We're gonna get some good reference from him. All right, so let's
I hear
see
you.
here.
All you want to do is be on the TV.
This
Look
right
at there.
quick. How about
So, Nathan,
y'all ready for this? How about live vision on the fly?
Nathan, why don't you smile, dude? Good grief. There we go. We got a Christmas party in the house. Come on, everybody. Well, listen, since you're watching, stay right there. Downstairs, I need the special guest of the night. Need the special guest of the night, please.
How about live?
Special guest of the night, calling for the special guest of the night. They are on about a 12, 13 second delay below me. Guys, it's Friday. We're going to have a little fun first. It's time for the beverage of the night with the guest of the night.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you are about to witness is not only exciting and educational, but sometimes a bit risky as well. Do not try this at home. It's time for the beverage of the night. Ladies and gentlemen,
let me tell you something. Here is the man. Do you want to go back and see the party? Look at here. We can do that. Go ahead and do some producing for me. Look, the party can see you. Are you ready for the beverage of the night? You see, folks, here's the deal. I got myself in a little bit of trouble about 3 weeks ago. Lauren and Rob. Lauren's our violinist at church. She says, Pastor Greg, can you babysit Brady? Because I like watching him. And I said, sure. Well, I thought for sure Holly would be here. Came to yesterday and she says, I've got a women's Christmas party. I'm not going to be there. Hold on. Mama wants to see you. Mama's looking at you. I got to put you back here. Look here. Look. There's Mama. Come back and wave, Mama. Come back and wave. So I said, yeah, I'll keep him. Turns out nobody's here. So I recruited my father and my mother to come watch him while I'm just doing the show. I had the show prepped and ready to go. So I'm watching the legend here. His name is Brady Sheridan. He is going to be giving us commentary, especially on the relationship between the president of China, Xi, and President Vladimir Putin. Do you have any thoughts on that, young man? No. All right. Well, let's do this. How about a beverage of the night? Are you ready, my man, for a beverage of the night? Yeah, baby. Now look at here. Beverage of the night tonight for Brady Sheridan coming in is Good to Grow Fruit Fusion with Buzz Lightyear. Yeah, baby. Does that make you excited? Hey, man, how do we even open this? Man. Oh. Hey, can you play with scissors with little kids around? Hey, don't worry. I've got your kid. He's okay. No problems. Hey. That one hair was out of place, bud. Sure. I'll keep your kid. Play with scissors. Cut hair. Hey, are you allowed to drink juice? Man, you know what? I got us one each. But I can't even open one. Good grief. Twist. Oh my. Are you serious? All right, Brady. Oh, Jesus. Here we go. Hey, you got to vacuum the studio when this is over. Are you ready? How about a drum roll? This thing ain't working. Any thoughts? What do you think? Not bad, huh? All right, so we've had beverage of the night. How old are you? One? You got scissors. You know what I'm thinking, dude? How about a little food of the night? You ever come and watch a program and how about a little food of the night? How about some lemon snack pudding? Are you allowed to eat that? We'll just try a little bit. What are your thoughts? Oh yeah, baby. Ooh. You see yourself up there on the TV, don't you? Woo! Don't tell me I don't know what I'm doing. No? Dude, that's pretty good. Any more? All right, everybody. This right here is the legend, Brady Sheridan, providing the commentary. Father, you can come get him because I've got scissors, I've got guns, well, Brady, it's been fun. Probably the last time that your family will ever let you stay with me. Did you have a good time? Yeah, I had a good time. So there you go. I'll fade it back to the Christmas party right quick. There he is. All right, everybody. What an awesome night tonight. We are ready to roll. It's time to look at some stuff. That was the legendary guest, Brady Sheridan. Merry Christmas to you. Well, folks, that was fantastic. That was all awesome. Welcome tonight. We've got some stuff we're going to look at, and we're going to start here. We've been following this one since day one, and a lot of you guys were sending me messages, all excited and happy, and I'm so thankful that we can report the hostages are all safe and home. They were released yesterday. A ransom was paid to the group 400 Mawozo, and this is directly from Christian Aid Ministries. I take everything from their website, not other news sources. Of course, the United States wants to try to look good in this, but I see no goodness in it when they let our missionaries be held hostage for 60 days in Haiti. Ridiculous. A U.S. official also said that a ransom was paid, but not by the United States government. So I don't know what he's trying to say there, what he's trying to do, but the bottom line is all 17, one Canadian and one Canadian and 16 Americans are all safe, including what I wanted to say was 8-month-old baby. So we're very thankful that Nathan Wright, welcome to the program. So that is so good. Diana Tarleton, welcome to California. Yes, my co-host tonight, we were having a good time. And so listen, folks, when we do this every Tuesday and Friday, I get lots of messages, I get lots of comments, and please keep them coming. Get lots of beverages sent in. Right now, something else is being made special for the show. I'll be releasing that later. All these good things happen, but sometimes viewers will message and say, PG, you're overlooking things, or you didn't understand the greatness of this story that you're talking about. So tonight we're going to talk about a couple of them before we get going and really serious with this thing. The first one I want to talk about tonight is Fredonia, Pennsylvania. I always make jokes and have fun with Fredonia, Pennsylvania. We have some faithful viewers that always say, we're checking in from the megapolis of Fredonia, Pennsylvania. Well, folks, there is a picture of Fredonia, Pennsylvania. Population 455. I was sent a message a couple nights ago wanting to inform me that the little town of Fredonia, Pennsylvania, which is directly in the center of Mercer County, won the basketball PIAA Class C state championship in 1951 and 1955. Can any good thing come out of Fredonia? Oh, you better believe it. So there, for all of you that are from other places, don't understand Northwestern Pennsylvania, there is a photo, and now you have an understanding of the power of Fredonia, Pennsylvania. Second thing I want to share with you tonight, before we get into some other news, is this. Where did it go? Where? Oh. How? Actually, that's done on purpose. Folks, I'm going to reveal to you tonight a mystery. Here at Bethel Life, Senior Pastor Kent Bell, great guy, great leader. Mary Fireball, late tonight, could not check on Facebook. We are here now. Yeah, awesome. Marion Leonard, welcome to the program. Yes, Ruby Davis, that is a little city, Fredonia, Pennsylvania. So, folks, I want to share something with you tonight that I think you will enjoy. Pastor Kent, good guy, great pastor. No, can't see the picture on purpose. He is a really good play-by-play caller. And here locally, we're based out of Greenville, Pennsylvania. Yesterday was a big day because in Pennsylvania and Ohio, everything is about wrestling. Football, nothing. Basketball, nothing. Badminton, nothing. Synchronized swimming, no. Ice fishing, yeah. And wrestling. They do a lot of wrestling up here. I remember watching wrestling with my grandfather back in the day. We were watching Blackjack Mulligan. Well, Pastor Kent, his gift, among many, is the ability to be a play-by-play caller. So I did a little looking around, and I found Pastor Kent in the radio booth. Folks, check this out.
Yeah, we're so glad to have you with us. Thank you to the Greenville High School staff administration who reached out and said, hey, we're going to broadcast and live stream this match tonight. It's a crosstown rival, a match that everyone looks forward to, anticipates. Tonight, the Greenville Trojans, under head coach John Reynolds in his 19th season, playing host to Casey Taylor. The Reynolds Raiders traveling that whole 5.5, 6 miles over here, and the house will fill up tonight. And you can already feel the energy yet in the gymnasium just from the junior high wrestling.
The passion these people have for this rivalry is unmatched in Mercer County. And there's a lot of pride, obviously, in various Mercer County sports programs. But Reynolds, Greenville Wrestling, is second to none.
Yeah, what's at stake here tonight? Of course, Coach Reynolds coming in with his squad, 4-1 on the season. Started out the Sheets Classic, went 3-1, lost only to Brookville. Share experiences, and we have Coach John Reynolds. Coach, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor Cat. Glad you're here.
Hey, man, it's so good to be with you tonight. Matt's side, it's been a number of years to knock the dust off and come out for this fantastic match tonight. Greenville Trojans playing host to the Reynolds Raiders.
Yeah, it was a really competitive match, and anytime you're taking on a team that's won 5 consecutive state championships, you know you're going to be in for a battle.
So there you go, everybody. Pastor Kent pulled out his announcing gear last night, and I guess they're going to make him come back full time because Greenville beat Reynolds. And for those of you not around here, that's a big deal. Reynolds has won 5 state championships in a row. Now, the guy you saw him interviewing there, John Reynolds, part of our church and part of the local community here. He lives down the road a bit now, but just a wonderful guy. In fact, he is the father of Justin Reynolds, who is the director of the Hope Center and has been on my program. So congratulations, Pastor Kent. Ted Morris, I did see your word there. Actually, Fredonia means place of freedom. Wow. You know what? We're putting Fredonia, Pennsylvania on the map, baby. Place of freedom. Folks, nothing like that. All right, we've got all kind of stuff to get in tonight. I'm pumped and ready to go. Here's the first thing. Have you guys ever heard of TikTok? There was a viral TikTok school threat warning for today that was calling for mass shootings in school. Hope they don't take me off the air for saying that. And then, although it was not deemed credible, it was credible enough that we received calls from the administration last night saying that they were aware of this, they were on top of it, and everything was safe, and there would be extra security at our school. My dad was actually subbing today in the elementary school, and he said over 50% of the kids were out. Now, this was not just for our local area, but this was for the entire United States. Maybe you're here tonight and you do not know what TikTok is. TikTok is an app, social media app that you see all the kids using on their phones where they make videos and dances, and it's from China. This is the app that years ago President Trump was attempting to ban due to the security issues. If I had my way, TikTok would be banned as well. I think it's not a good place overall. It's a short form video sharing app, allows users to create and share 15-second videos. Now, this TikTok is very powerful. So maybe you'll hear your kids, your grandkids, whatever, talking about TikTok. TikTok has 1 billion monthly users globally. Out of basically 5 billion internet users around the world, 20% use TikTok. Now, the best stats I could get were from 2020, but over 100 million users in the United States were using TikTok, up 800%. So it is a big deal. And this threat went out where this video was calling for mass shootings. But you can see the power of social media. Now, this is what I would like to suggest to you tonight. What is meant for evil, you realize God can turn and use it for good. And when we get toward the end of the hour together, I'm going to give you some good news on social media. Now, you know what we're doing right now, whether it's on Integrity Television, Facebook, or YouTube, we're using media for good. We're spreading, truth. We're looking at what's going on in and around our community and the world. We're seeing how it lines up with the word. We're evaluating it. We're communicating. We have prayer going on. We have a community here is what it's called in 2021. It's used for good. So equally, or probably even more so, a lot of times the power of social media is used for bad. So my advice would be for all parents and grandparents, keep an eye on what your kids are doing on their cell phones. I want to talk about the economy a little bit because I've been following this with you for 3 or 4 weeks, telling you that the Turkish economy is going bye-bye. And people will say, well, who really cares about Turkey? We should care about Turkey. It's Asia Minor. It's a lot of the biblical history in the nation of Turkey. It's a hotbed of division between Islam and Christianity. It's directly to the north of Israel. It is a very, very large country. So Turkey is very important on the global stage. And when we're looking at things that I keep suggesting as a thesis or an agenda for what I think is going to unfold over the next months and years is a complete destabilization of the global economy, which is going to bring us to the place of Ezekiel 38, plundering. It's going to bring us to the place of potentially one world government, one world currency, all those things. No conspiracy theories. It's just reality. So when you see a major nation like Turkey basically going bye-bye with their economy, it is not a good deal. So the lira, which is their currency, crashed and basically has slammed Turkey's factories, farmers, and retailers. Their country economically is basically shut down because the value of their currency is basically becoming worthless. Now, if that sounds like a story that we could experience here in the United States, we need to pay attention to it. Ruby Davis, that's a really good comment. History tells us about propaganda programs and how powerful it is to bring destruction. You are correct, Ruby. In fact, I am a false. I'm a novice World War II historian. I do a lot of studying on World War II. I enjoy the narratives, the story, and we all know that comment there from Ruby Davis. We could just say that was World War II. The Nazi propaganda machine was running the earth. And today, there's lots of propaganda machines that are running the earth, and we're going to be looking at a couple of them. My point being, we can use the power of this for goodness, and I ultimately think that is what is going to happen. Now, one of those machines, and this is from where TikTok comes from, is the nation of China. Now, I'm going to give a disclaimer here, as I always do. I have lots of wonderful Chinese friends. This has nothing to do with the Chinese people as a whole. This has to do with the rogue regime. The same thing with Turkey. I have some Turkish friends. The same with Russia. We're going to talk about Russia. The same with Iran. So when we talk about this over the next couple of slides, just remember we're looking at these regimes. And I'm going to tell you, there's some serious issues going on. The picture you see there is of President Xi of China, the CCP, which is a communist nation. And basically, with a smile on his face, he runs the nation with an iron fist. You see the flags behind him. It's the flag of China and the flag of Russia. And we'll get to that in a moment. But folks, there's no conspiracy here, but we're going to have an observation. Here's the observation. So a special report came out today that Amazon, yes, the Amazon that you use to buy things, the Amazon that you have seen have some internet failures over the last couple of days. Diana Tarleton, the pictures are rolling. So maybe there's some internet connection on your side there. But I can see everything on the production. We're good to go. Amazon and, of course, Jeff Bezos has stepped down, but he's still in control of the company. Let's be honest. They have partnered with China in China's propaganda. Let me explain to you what has happened. Any product from China that is on any market other than the United States, nobody is allowed to leave a comment on, to leave a review on, to make any statements negatively or positively about it. So if it's an Amazon deal and you're from any nation other than America, you're not even allowed to speak about the Chinese products online. And that is where the report that Amazon is partnering with China and their propaganda. Folks, it's an American company that is basically allowing a foreign nation to tell them what to do. Now, if you think that's something, the Chinese President Xi was in Seattle. And I want you to think about this. He was meeting with Cook, Bezos, and Nadella. And you may be sitting there going, okay, who is Cook, Bezos, and Nadella? Well, Cook is the president of Apple. Bezos was and is still directly connected to Amazon, the founder. Nadella is now basically the CEO running Microsoft. So, folks, just simple observation. Microsoft, Apple, and Amazon had a meeting with President Xi. Didn't President Biden just have a summit with President Xi that didn't go too well? So now Xi's meeting with Cook, Bezos, and Nadella. And not only that, are you ready for this? Later in the day, he's having dinner at Bill Gates' house. Listen, no conspiracies. I don't want to hear it. But we can observe what is going on. Why on earth? Listen, I know we have freedom in America, but when you have a rogue regime, if I was president of the United States and I'm hearing that a rogue leader of a foreign nation who rules with an iron fist and persecutes Christians and persecutes Muslims and is anti-everything, burns churches, destroys people's lives, and he's meeting with the CEOs and leaders of major corporations that are in my country, it ain't happening, buddy. First of all, you're not coming into my country unless you come through Washington, D.C. And then if you and I want to take a little trips around the country, we can do it together. Oh, that'll never happen. That'll never happen. Okay, but folks, there's an issue here. We'll see what unfolds. You know I'll be watching it, but that is absolutely unacceptable behavior. Unacceptable. Microsoft's Bing. You see what's happening? It's not a conspiracy if I'm giving you facts. Microsoft's Bing, you say, oh, PG, what is Microsoft's Bing? That is Google. So there's 3 major search engines in the world. Number 1 is Google. So you know when you say if you want to look something up on the internet, that you're going to go Google it. Well, Google's competition from Microsoft is called Bing. And of course, the other competitor is Yahoo. Ted Morris, you're right. NBA in China. It's ridiculous. Absolutely. There's something going on. And there's no conspiracy here. I'm giving you facts. Today, Microsoft's Bing suspends the auto-suggest function in China at the government's behest. You say, okay, BG, what's that mean? That means, my dear friends, when you go to Google yourself and you begin to type in something, and let's say you're typing in World War II history, you want to read something about it or learn something about it, that's great. What Google or Bing or Yahoo will do will then suggest to you good possibilities based on your search. In China, no auto-suggestion. Microsoft, at the request of the Chinese government, has suggested, and Julia Augustine, you get the award. I don't know if your chat will come through. We're still trying to fix that. But Julia Augustine said it might suggest the wrong thing. And that is exactly right. So, folks, there are some weird things going on. I'm not here telling you that something crazy is happening. I'm not telling you that Bill Gates is flying to China now. Forget all that. You never hear that from me. But what I will tell you is Microsoft, no more natural searches in China at the request of the government. 2, Amazon completely bowing to the Chinese government, not allowing reviews, comments, suggestions on any of their products outside the United States. Number 3, Tim Cook, Apple, Bezos, Amazon, and Nahila, Microsoft, meeting with Xi and having dinner at Bill Gates' house. So, folks, that's what's going on, and we'll see. We'll see. Now, here's the problem with conspiracy theorists. We do not allow conspiracies here. Facts, truth only. They will now run with this. And I mean run like with a big flag around the world. And then all of a sudden, stories will just start going crazy and people will start sharing stuff. Don't do that. Let's just see what happens. We can see it right in front of our face. Why do we need a conspiracy theory? Let's just watch day by day. But for sure, these are very interesting things. Now, let's take it to the next level. And you know, tonight, really, we had the Brady Sheridan show, and now we're talking about just some major events that are affecting our world right now in December of 2021. Folks, Putin and Xi have united in ways never seen before. I told you a couple of weeks ago that they being Russia and China, were doing joint military operations with live fire. Okay. Now, I know we have quite a few veterans that watch the program. They're on top of this. You know, there are drills you do in the military without live fire. But when nations come together with war games and use live fire, it means it's just the top level of preparation. They're learning each other's weapons. They're learning how to use each other's equipment. They're using real ammunition, live fire. So Vladimir Putin and President Xi Jinping of China, they've just met in a new video summit. And this video summit is now, it's after, listen, you know, this is so easy. Why is this so hard for people? Slide over, Tom Brokaw. Isn't it interesting that President Biden met President Xi a couple of weeks ago in the online summit? No good results. President Biden, his administration, then met with President Putin, video conference. No good results. In fact, we're going downhill quickly, and I'll show you something about that in a moment. Going downhill quickly. Now, after those two events, President Xi and President Putin have had a video conference. Their result is we are going to mutually support each other in conflicts with the West. Now, they have not declared a formal alliance, but folks, I got news for you. They have an alliance. The second thing that was interesting, and I got one of these headlines from Russian newspaper. I think it was Russian China eye a retreating U.S. That article was basically talking about the United States now has zero foreign policy. And now Russia and China, they're seeing the United States retreat, and they are taking advantage of it. Third topic, Putin and Xi affirm Russian-Chinese cooperation to counter Western pressure. So when you think about this for a moment, no conspiracies, just think about the Bible. I just want us to think about the Bible for a minute. These things must come to pass. Instead of being negative and concerned to the point where you can't sleep at night, why don't you just rejoice that you are living in the greatest time in human history where you are seeing Scripture unfold before your eyes? These things must come to pass. You know, I put a map in here. I want you to understand something. Take a look at this. This is a map of China, Russia, and the United States. Now, it's a map of the entire world, but it shows you the sheer vastness of Russia and China combined. Now, I know that people will say, well, a lot of that Russian territory is tundra. It's in Siberia. Not a lot of people live there. Agreed. But there are natural resources there of basically unending supply, even though there are not people there. China has all the people. Same thing as if you look at the United States. Alaska, most of it is inhabitable, but it is full of natural resources. The interesting thing there is if our government will now allow us to continue to gather the natural resources that God, through his greatness, created, or are we just going to depend on other nations? It's why right now, we're just in a very, very weak spot. In fact, right before I came online, there was a headline that came out where one of President Biden's foreign policy guys just basically came out and said, I'm done. We're in such a weak position that we are basically unable to negotiate with foreign nations at this point, and he's actually resigning. So here's my thought. I think we're just in a place where everybody's sticking their head in the sand in Washington, D.C. and hoping for the best. But while they're sticking their head in the sand, hoping for the best, we see these relations going on. We also see it on the economic side with the obvious connections between three of the largest companies in the world and President Xi. I wonder when the last time was that the president had dinner at Bill Gates' house. And not just Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, George Bush, I don't care, whoever. Who's been hanging out with Bill Gates? Who's been having meetings with the presidents of Apple and Microsoft and Amazon? President Xi. Folks, it's not really about a person at this point. Of course, we have our opinions. The reality is we're living in the unfolding of biblical history, biblical prophecy right in front of our eyes. Now, with the weakness that America has shown and the growth in relations between Russia and China, Russia today sent a demand to the world stage, and they demanded that Ukraine and the ex-Soviet nations be barred from NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So we see now that one of the reasons that, there's posturing going on, troops being amassed, and, people always talking about, well, all those troops are down there on the border. Folks, come on. I've worked there for 25 years. Russian troops are in Ukraine and Ukrainian troops are in Russia. I hate to tell you this. It's been that way forever. It's not anything new. Now, the massing of troops, sure, it's taking it to a new level. But now, due to the weakness, especially after the Biden-Putin summit, now with a comfortable agreement with China, Russia has just said, listen, we do not want NATO in any of the regions where we had our control, our Soviet Union. So these are nations like Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Belarus, Ukraine, Moldova. Did you know, maybe you didn't know this. In fact, yep, Ted, you're spot on, buddy. Matthew 24, but it all leads to Christ's return. Woohoo. You know what? I'm going to show you guys something tonight. I'm going to show you something. Can I go off the board, Bob, for $200? Let's do this. I want to show you something tonight, live on the fly, out of the script. And let me go to this image. Now, I'm really hoping for the best here. Let's see here. I want to show you guys something. Yeah, I love maps. So here we have Russia. Well, and then Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Belarus, Ukraine, Moldova. This kind of barrier to Europe. But if you look here, there is this little strip of land It's between Lithuania and Poland and Belarus. It's called Kaliningrad. Kaliningrad, if you look, is actually Russian territory. It is already on the seaport of the Baltic Sea. It is controlled. It's Russian territory. So many people do not know that Russia actually has territory right there on the Baltic Sea. Secondly, I want you to go down here to Moldova with me. There is a place in Moldova. Let me find it for you. Right here. You see this little region right here? So I'm in Moldova, Romania, Moldova, Ukraine. Little region down here. Okay? This also is Russian territory. It's surrounded by Romania, Moldova, and Ukraine. Next, we go to Crimea, right here below Ukraine. That was the big news, 4 years ago when Russia took that over. So you can see all these things taking place. And where is all of this? Of course, it's due north of Israel. It's due north. And there's the Turkey we were talking about. It's tremendously large, connected to all this territory. So we went off the board there for a second. But folks, that's what we're talking about. And now Russia is coming out and setting soft terms. And they're saying, none of these nations, we want to be in NATO. And we're going to keep our troops under pressure. We've submitted this to the United States. We've submitted this to the allies. And now the Kremlin has called for the United States not to send aircraft to areas or have them based where they can strike Russian territory. Folks, this is unfolding right in front of our eyes. It's a very, very exciting time to be living in. So we will see what comes from this. We'll see what comes out of it. But I'm telling you, there's something very, very interesting going on. Now, hope you enjoyed your geography lesson. Now, let me encourage you tonight. How about some encouragement? We've been talking about that. Hey, wow, had no clue. Stepping stones. No way. Hey, listen, if you're not studying geography, you're missing a lot of the great, great things that you can learn, especially as it relates to the Bible. You got to know what the map is. How about we turn it, and for the last 12 minutes, I'm going to give you some hope. All right, my friends, it's time for a little bit of hope. This is going to be really, really, really good. So get ready, buckle your seatbelts. How many of you know about The Chosen? The Chosen is in its third season. And the actor who plays Jesus right now, they're actually in France right now. And this was his direct statement. He says, God is using The Chosen for sowing seeds for a fertile revival, says the actor who plays Jesus, as The Chosen is set to blitz France. Now, at the beginning of talking about some different topics tonight, we talked about TikTok. We talked about the power of social media. Now, let's flip-flop the TikTok. Oh, that was pretty cool. Let's flip-flop the TikTok. The Chosen is available on telephones. It's available on iPads. It's a mobile platform for watching the story of Jesus. I know that many of you have watched many of the episodes. Bethel Life has been, suggesting it for years and years. My wife is the biggest fan of The Chosen. But here's the deal. The Chosen is going to the next level now. The Chosen is the first ever multi-season TV show about the life of Jesus. It is free to watch on their app, but fans have given over $40 million towards the production budget, making it the largest crowd-funded media venture in entertainment history. This is the biggest project with crowd funding or people funding in the history of entertainment. 16 episodes have been translated into 50 languages. And as of today, over 321 million people around the world have watched The Chosen. So when you are thinking, oh, social media is so bad, Facebook bad, YouTube bad, TikTok bad, The Chosen, good. Your Bible versions that are on your phones and apps, the ability to do stuff like we're doing right now, good. So we have to just continue to be the light shining in darkness. Well, now The Chosen is moving beyond just the app. The #1 national television station in France and Africa has picked up The Chosen and will be showing The Chosen, all of the episodes, all the seasons in French. Now, folks, that is fantastic, not only for the nation of France, which is very dark and needs the light of the gospel, but many nations and many millions of people on the continent of Africa speak the French language. And this is a fantastic turn of events. So don't get discouraged. Don't get upset. God also is using the power of media to share the message. And I'm here to tell you that is my belief on how the gospel is going to reach the entire world. You know, we were talking the other night with Larry about the gospel needing to be preached around the world. And I believe, you know, that through media, the power of technology, phones, etc., is how the gospel message. This is how, I want you to think about this for a moment. I want you to think about this for a moment. And of all the places, it's been filming in the state of Utah, in the cradle of the Latter-day Saint Church. Very good. We love little tidbits here in the program. That's why we got the greatest community here. So think about this for a moment. When you think about some of the scripture you read and you say, okay, well, everybody's going to witness this in the future, or everybody's going to see, you know, or everybody's going to witness the movement of the Antichrist, or going to see this happen on the stage. How are they going to do it? Unless you traveled around the world, you have no really serious understanding of how big the world is. When I get on a jet in Detroit and I fly to Manila for 18 hours, 600 miles an hour, 18 hours one way, you think you're never going to arrive. But you arrive and you're on the other side of the planet. But when I get there, you're sleeping here or they're sleeping there. How's all the world going to see this? Through technology. That is why we must continue to shine the light, shine the gospel. And with that said, you know, today I had some meetings. Oh my goodness, you've never heard of The Chosen? Angela Blackwell Moody. Do you want to boo, Angela? Nah, I can't boo people in this community. I'll give you a cheer. Because you stated, I've never seen it. Well, go to the App Store, type in The Chosen, and enjoy. Angela Blackwell Moody, you have a homework assignment. By Tuesday, you must have watched one episode and report on it. By Tuesday. Larry Gorley's giving you some good advice. And listen, this will be the advice for everybody. If you've not watched The Chosen, check it out. Larry Gorley says you will love it. Start at season 1. So, folks, this is the good news. This is the good news. How about some more Hope Train tonight and good news? A man finds his Bible in the tornado rubble in Kentucky And what he discovers inside has him thanking God. And he says, the Lord was watching over me. Of course, there I have for you a couple of pictures of some of the destruction. That cross you see there, that's First Baptist Church in Mayfield, Kentucky. Everything was blown out, but the cross was still standing. So I want to tell you about this man and his Bible. Despite losing his home, his wallet, all of his possessions in last weekend's devastating tornadoes, Tommy Jackson is his name. He still believes that the Lord was watching over him. Jackson is 65 years old, and he reported to the Associated Press that he had no way to get any money to do anything because his bank had been destroyed. I don't mean to laugh. It's terrible. Plus, he had lost all of his forms of identification, wallet, credit cards, IDs, everything was blown away. It literally destroyed his entire house. But when he went back to check on the damage, which it was gone, he found one thing in the rubble. He found his family Bible. He opened his Bible, and tucked inside was his birth certificate, a form of identification, which is the most important identification he could possibly find. He said, despite everything I witnessed, the Lord was watching over me. He goes on to tell the story that he was literally sitting at home in his recliner. Folks, I'm reading it right now, right here on that screen. I'm reading it. He said he was literally sitting in his recliner and his entire home was destroyed all around him. Gone. People screaming, people being blown away. But the Lord watched out somehow, he says, and protected him. And he's telling his testimony of how the only thing he found left was his family Bible. I don't know about you, but I think that was a pretty cool story. Last thing I want to share with you, and then I'm going to give you a scripture. San Diego Governor Kristi Noem introduces a bill to restore protections for prayer in schools. That's the state of South Dakota. So, folks, here's some good things that are happening. Kristi Noem wanting prayer in schools in South Dakota. Well, let me tell you something. Do you know in the state of Florida, they already have prayer in schools? Governor DeSantis did that. And right now, coming through legislation in the state of Ohio is also the push for prayer to return to schools. The way they're doing this, South Dakota is going to do it, the way that Florida does it, and the way that Ohio wants to do it, is when the school day starts, there is a required time of silence where students are allowed to pray privately to the Lord and start their day in a moment of peace. So, folks, I think that is some really, really good news. The last thing I want to give you is Isaiah chapter 61, and this is what I want to leave you with, my dear friends. Isaiah 61 is a great chapter, and probably in the future I will spend some time going over it more and more. But Isaiah 61, I want to pull out this quote. We are sent. The scripture actually begins, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me because he has anointed me. But I want to proclaim this to you tonight, and we can be in agreement. To bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom for the captives, release from darkness for the prisoners, and to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor. So, folks, we spent a lot of time. We had a lot of fun at the beginning with the legend Brady Sheridan tonight. We had a great guest on the program with the fusion juice. He ate a little lemon. But then we looked at some stories that were interesting and had a good time, especially a lot of revelation tonight about China, about Russia, about the connections with economies, Turkey. It all seems bad, TikTok, all these things. But then we flip the story about some good things that are going on. And here is the real flip. You are called, as I am, to be the anointed hands of the Lord. Remember, a good way to remember the Trinity when you think about it is God the Father is like the heart of God. God the Son is like the face of God. The voice of God is like the Holy Spirit. But remember, you are the hands of God and the feet of God, and we are called to walk in the anointing of God, bind up the brokenhearted, proclaim freedom for the captives, release from darkness for the prisoners, and to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor. May 2022 be the year of the Lord's favor. My dear friends, it has been an awesome night. Lots of good things are happening. Thank you for being here on this beautiful Friday night. I hope that my parents are still watching that little fella downstairs. If not, I guess I'll find out when I go downstairs out of the Palatial Studios. May the Lord bless you, keep you, cause his face to shine upon you, be gracious to you, and give you abundant peace. You know what's coming. We gone.